Folks, I'm in no mood to rant on this thing that I had to watch 4 episodes of, so I'm going to have one of my closest friends do it for me. I told him he would be getting cookies for this review, but don't tell him that it's just a lie because he slaughtered his family and blamed it on a penguin. So, let me introduce to you, straight from Nuts Mental Asylum, Looney T. Ben! Welcome back to Ben Rants. And when he was a kid, cats had polite conversations with you instead of turning into lions and walking away rudely. Well, my close friend Benthelooney has offered me cookies to do a rant for him on the Nick show, Robot and Monster. I didn't watch this show, but Ben did, and he gave me his notes to read and do the rant for him. I'll try not to mention all the messages that I'm seeing in Ben's notes, though. So, get ready for... Oh my god, that stain on the wall has eyes. Oh, sorry. Get ready to be bored to the point of insanity. Here is my rant on Robot and Monster. Wait, Ben wrote the notes. Shouldn't this be his rant? But I'm ranting for him. What sense does that make? Oh look, a dust mite with an axe. So, this show is called Robot and Monster. Judging by that title, it's pretty easy to figure out what this show is about. That's right, it's about a Swedish yodeler in a pizza box. No, wait, it's about a robot and a monster. Such a shame because the idea I came up with probably would make a more interesting show, seeing as how I knew a pizza box once. So, this show is about a robot named Robot and a monster named Monster, and they have misadventures in their futuristic world. Well, guys, I think that tree outside of this window just winked at me. Oh, right, the rant. Couldn't they have given these characters different names? That would have been like calling Daffy Duck just Duck, and calling Pinkie Pie Pink Pony, and calling Homer Simpson Human? Personally, I think the names of Doorknob and Jello fit these characters better, and actually get me to like the characters already. Because I myself love to have a nice healthy snack of doorknobs while using Jello to beat up the cracks in the floor of my cell. Anyway, let's get to the review of certain episodes. The first episode Ben watched was called The Package. In this one, Robot and Monster are watching a black and white show that's going to colorize in future episodes. Wait, they live in the future and they've gone back to black and white TV? What sense does that make? Surely they would have made it to where if you don't like characters in a certain show, you could reach into your TV and stab them. Sorry, that just reminded me of when that penguin killed my entire family and blamed it on me. One of these days, I'm going to find you, penguin! Anyway, the two needed color TV, but they don't have enough money for it, so they go outside to look for a quick job. A mysterious robot then comes out of an alley and offers them money to deliver a package for them. Wow, they're lucky. The last time a guy I found in an alley offered me money, he put a blindfold on me and made me suck something. It turned out being a donut smoothie he invented, and I thought it was good. The next thing I knew, I was in a ditch with a box that was wearing a fedora hat. So, throughout this episode, all we see Robot and Monster do is go to several different locations. And that's it. Nothing else happens in this episode. Personally, I'm more entertained by watching my chair in my cell. That chair is a really good juggler. Anyway, after 10 minutes of them walking around, Robot and Monster get into a final location, and it turns out they were delivering a birthday present for a party. One wonders why none of the other robots could deliver the package, but whatever. This episode was... Well, Ben's notes say things that I can't say in this video, so I think he didn't enjoy it. He says it was rather boring, and the ending was nothing but a big fat cop-out that would have led to something humorous, but it was rather similar to an ending of a new episode of SpongeBob. Personally, from what I read, I think this episode would have been better if there was a lamppost singing a Kentucky bluegrass song. I've seen one on the streets do that all the time, and I'm the only one who stops and gives him money for it. The next episode Ben watched was Ogo's Cool. In this episode, a robot named Ogo wants to spend time with Robot and Monster. Robot and Monster don't like him, but Ogo zaps himself with Robot's Cool Ray, and Ogo instantly becomes cool. So now, Robot and Monster want to hang out with him. What follows is 10 minutes of them following Ogo around. Gee, that dust mite's really hurting my toe with that axe, but man is he adorable swinging it around. What? Oh, sorry, I got bored. Anyway, in the end, Robot and Monster realize it's bad for them to be stalking Ogo, and that's the only reason Ogo stalked them was because nobody would hang out with him. That's right, kids. If nobody likes you, then stalk them until they do become your friends. Don't worry, it worked for me. There was this one girl I really liked in high school. I wanted her to like me, so I constantly stalked her, which led to me getting maced in the eyes, being beaten up by her boyfriend, and getting my legs shot off by her dad. Did I mention her dad was a penguin and her mom was a mongoose? Her mom made a nice fruit salad, though. Anyway, Ben said this episode was also boring, and that it was just the previous episode with a few tweaks in it. The next episode Ben watched was Grandma's Day Out. This episode starts off with Robot and Monster watching TV, and it advertises a cyber monkey is being brought to their zoo. They want to go, but Robot has to watch his grandma. There was one time my grandma tried to marry a fly, but I don't believe in bestiality, so I had to kill them both. I didn't want to do it, Grandma! Why'd you have to insult Grandpa's legacy like that? He fought World War IV against the unicorns and the dodos who used flies as allies! I told you I'd shoot, but you didn't believe me! Why didn't you believe me? So anyway, Robot suckers Monster into watching his grandma for him while Robot goes to the zoo. What follows is 10 minutes of them chasing after Robot's grandmother. Okay, is this all this show has going for it? Walking, stalking, and chasing? Where's the variety? Can't it do something else? How about the two friends have a card game with a koala? Or, how about they try to build a table, but the tree they try to cut down runs away? And finally, how about an episode that can be used as propaganda against penguins? Penguins need to be killed before they kill your family just like they killed mine! Anyway, this episode ends with the cyber monkey breaking out of its cage, picking up Grandma, and taking her to the top of a tall building where Robot and Monster have to save her by use of a plane. This reminds me of that classic movie, the one with the giant ape that rampages through New York City. It's my favorite movie of all time, Reefer Madness. So, Robot and Monster save Grandma. The end. According to Ben's notes, this episode was also rather boring, with the homage to King Kong being a slap in the face. King Kong? I didn't notice any homage to King Kong in this episode. Oh, he's probably thinking of the Carnival of Souls-esque ending that I mentioned earlier. We move on to the last episode Ben watched, Spare Robot. In this one, Robot gets sick of doing his job of watching light bulbs go by on a conveyor belt. Hey, that's number 9 on my 17 favorite hobbies. Anyway, Robot makes another version of himself to do his job for him while he sits around the house all day. It turns out nobody can tell the new robot apart from the other robot, despite the fact the second robot only says 5 phrases, and this leads to such thing as Robot 2 getting praised at a poetry club, their boss liking Robot 2 better, and Monster enjoys spending time with Robot 2 better. In the end, Monster and Robot 2 go to a museum where Robot and Monster make up. However, the world's smallest bomb explodes and sends them into space. And that's how it ends. Huh. I guess they're going to be slaves of the leaf people that live on the planet Neptune now. Ben's notes say that this episode follows a standard doppelganger formula that does nothing new with it, and he once again called it cliched and unfunny. Personally, I think it would have been better if Robot 2 made a batch of cupcakes that turned Robot and Monster into keyboards. Keyboards are rather entertaining if I say so myself. Anyway, Ben's general problems with this show are he called it the most bland cartoon he's ever seen. There is nothing to the characters, the plots are boring, and he didn't find anything in this show that came close to being considered humor. He also doesn't like the animation. He feels that the creators are spending so much money on the animation that's taken up too much of their budget to put effort into anything else in this show. Plus, it's in CGI, it barely resembles a cartoon, and looks more like a long period of a video game cutscene. He would like to note that this show is produced by Low Bar Studios, which he thinks is coincidental, seeing as how the standards for this show are rather low. Well, that's Ben's rant on Robot Monster. Now, if I could have the floor for a second, I agree with Ben about this. Nick shouldn't be wasting their time making cartoons like this. Instead, they should make a cartoon about a box and a speaker. Just film a rotoscope box and speaker for half an hour every episode. It'll cater to people like me who find enjoyment in the simplest things. They could also make a cartoon about an animated ball just bouncing over and over again. I would watch that and use my imagination to build plot lines around it. Finally, they should... Hey! Yeah, I see you! What are you doing here? How dare you just walk right in here without permission? What do you have to say for yourself? Don't use that language with me, you little punk! I would rip you into little pieces right now if I didn't have this dang straitjacket on me. Oh, it is on now! Nobody talks that way about my favorite brand of cookies! I'll kill you! Looney, what the heck is wrong? I'm trying to take a nap and I hear you yelling at something. That penguin is insulting me. That's a bag. Oh, taking his side, huh? Are you in cahoots? No! Wait, are you done with the video? Yes, I've read through all of your notes. Alright, back to nuts with you. Wait! That penguin's got a knife! He's got a knife! He'll do to you just like he did to my family! Get out of here! Sorry about that, folks. But can you blame me? This show makes me so bored that I would have fallen asleep just talking about it. Well, I hope Looney got my points across to you. Anyway, I'm Ben, and I'm signing out. I'm going to... Penguins! Get out of here, you lunatic!
Two ways to play, to make the change.